So here we are again. Um, I didn't give the date. The date is January 5th. So January 8th at 7 o'clock is when this contest would end. It's when the telethon would end. And it's when hopefully everybody has a better day to come out. Took off the glasses because I didn't like the glare. Unfortunately, I'm looking at myself without glasses on and I think I look better with glasses. There's going to be a few guests now and then. I, I love my grandkids, and they do get in now and then. And quite frankly, they clown it up pretty good. They're great to have around. So I'll probably have a guest or two. But mostly, I'm kind of a recluse. I get out, I work with people, but my whole life has been work and home, work and home, work and home, and have as much fun along the way as I can. It's helped through some hard times. Um, as I said, the book is The Legend of Whitewood. The song is Behind Whitewood that the book comes from. I would like to get that done now because it will give you a rough insight as to where the book is from and where it is going on to. So, without further ado, it's Behind Whitewood. There's a legend going round some small towns of Whitewood and how it came that day. Some folk got too close and they went and lost their souls and so much more, or so they say. The maker stands up tall and lean. He can fashion almost anything. He can make one for you. Be careful what you do. He does more than dance around the truth. Now Whitewood goes by many names. Some folks call it the bloodstone. It works on a person when that person come too close and when that person's all alone. Old Mrs. Crabtree, the snoot in our town, keeps her nose so high in the air. Thinks she's better than you no matter what you do. Strange now that I even care. She found Whitewood on her front porch being vain. She took it inside. I don't know what happened behind that door, but the old Crabtree must have died. Her new friends say she's as sweet as can be. Such a pleasure now to be around. Sounds so good to me. I'm Mr. Crabtree and I brought the Whitewood around. Whitewood can take the evil from your soul, make you better than you can be. But you can't have the pleasure without the pain. I found out too late now Whitewood's behind me. I found out too late now Whitewood's behind me. Well, when you seek to change somebody, you really have to pace yourself because when the change is done on that person, maybe they're going to see you need changing yourself, such as Whitewood. All things considered, there's 42 songs, um, and there's a lot of character in them. I have a thought that yesterday's rock and roll is today's country because that is just the way it's going and reaching out to. And I have not found it to be very wrong. Many things that Reba started with, gosh, I loved him so much. But in recent years, it's like she's of course, it is. She's out there to 70s, 80s rock and roll, and that ain't where I go. This is vintage country. Not to say I don't like Reba. Reba's nice. I like her, but I love my wife, and I wrote a song for her too. It's called "Love on a Wing," and it is a song of endurance. It, for the trivia of it, I finished it the same day that I heard Dolly Parton singing her Wing song, and it was just coincidence. I didn't plan it, but I would like to share "Love on a Wing" with you. And here it is. Long ago I was a sparrow unable to fly. I was so broken hearted I wished that I could die. Then you came and held me and you felt so warm. When you released me, a flyer had been born. You raised me above you and the wind filled my wings. I began to fly above many little things. Your love lifted me higher. I soar on the wind. And I think I'm higher now than I have ever been. But then life dealt a blow to me and it fell from the sky. Bruised but not broken, I just wanted to cry. Yet again you came and held me and you felt so warm. But this time when you released me, a hawk had been born. You raised me above you and the wind filled my wings. I began to fly above many other things. Your love lifted me higher. I soar on the wind. And I think I'm higher now than I have ever been. But then I almost lost my life and I tumbled from the sky. Shattered into pieces, I was waiting to die. Still again you came and held me and you felt so warm. But this time when you released me, a eagle had been born. You raised me above you and the wind filled my wings. I began to fly above every other living thing. Your love lifted me higher. I soar on the wind. And I know for certain I'm higher than I have ever been. But then I look back to the ground at where you now lay. Life was leaving your body, you'd given too much away. So I'll go back down to you and I'll hold you sweet and warm. And when I release you, another eagle will be born. Our love will lift us higher, we'll soar on the wind. We'll fly farther, faster now than we have ever been. And nothing on the ground can harm us where we fly. For we are no longer just eagles as we soar in the sky. Um, that for me, it is our story because she's always been there for me, and she's been there for 32 years. Very great woman. Um, so You get to sing an old and wrinkly, and you get to see it. um, I am not glad to be in this position, but I am really glad to have this opportunity. It does go so far. Um, Driving. Every time we would get a load, where I worked, we used to pick geese up out of Sisseton, South Dakota. And in the sense of having humor wherever I go, yeah, the name Sisseton I found it so peculiar because it's not a very trailing off thought to go to Sissyton or Sissy Town. Just a word conjunction, but it makes the mind wander. And my mind, perverted such as it is, went to Sissy Town. And the feminine side in me, I guess, come out because every time I go by there, it's Sissy Town. And there's a hot time at Sissy Town because you really do have to observe the precedent there, Sissy Town, and adhere yourself to the right frame of mind because everybody gets lifted in Sissy Town. And we had a fire in Sissy Town not long ago. It was at the goose factory. You know, birds of a feather and such. No one was really lost, and some geese had a really hot time. Other than that, it Sissy Town. That was the kind of thing that happens. I tend to look around a lot because I would rather look around than look at myself as a rule. Don't look in the mirror much. And I think it's just non vanity. I don't really see myself as the person I want to be. I want to start a band. I would like to get these songs recognized and out there and share them with as many as I can. And I would just love to hear them perform with music behind it. But they have been on the books for years now, and I haven't had any success in that way. So I'm hoping someone out there here's these. By the way, they're all copywritten, so I'm not so concerned about that. Um, I'm hoping that someone sees the viability of them and an opportunity because for a young band, I have enough quality that I could put out 4 albums right now. And everybody is so self absorbed and interested in their own focused game plan that I cannot get in and get a listen. Uh, Maybe that's a little whining, but just a little. Anyway, this is a venue where maybe someone watching can be interested. So, um, I would like to balance it out with someone I have always recognized, though, and I will now and then. Hank Sr. is not just a name dropper for me, he's my favorite singer in the country field, bar none. I've always looked up to his songs and the way they were done. There was a life and a quality in them, and tried to put that same thing in mine. I think I've succeeded. I am the only one up right now, so there are no guests. But I made coffee, and that's always good. Um, Blank time. I can't leave blank time. So I'm going to sign off, and I'll catch you on the next 15 minutes. Bye for now.